name is Annalise Latham, and I'm the first female kicker on the HF football team. I've been playing soccer for 9 or 10 years at this point. Soccer is definitely tied into that. I've been goalie for a long time, so I've got all those goal kicks and stuff like that. I can kick a ball pretty far down the field, and obviously kicking a football is different just between the shape and it being on a tee and such, but it's still the same basic. Making that transition from my team of high school girls to a bunch of boys who play football was, it was a lot. It was a big change, but it was good. Anyone who wants to play football should be able to play football, because if you've got the skill, you've got the talent, it doesn't matter if you're 6'3" or like I'm 5'5", and I was one of the shortest ones out there, and it didn't really end up mattering.
The kickoff team with Annalise and 10 guys who are willing to run down the field and get somebody.
I emailed Venegas to begin with, and he was like, if you want to play, you should come out. I think it would be interesting, and I came out for the first practice, and it was definitely interesting. I was really nervous, but everyone was super supportive, and no one gave me crap for being out here.
When Annalise emailed me so that we could discuss, what the path going forward was, personally, I had never had a female on my team before, and so I wasn't as much worried about her being on the team as much as I was worried about how the team would react, whether we could accommodate her, whether we could do all the things that needed to be done.
I came out in the first day like everyone else, and I showed him that I could, kick the ball properly, and he was like, all right, well, if you can do that, you're on the team. I definitely don't feel like it's different because I'm a girl in a bad way. Like, if I do stand out, it's because, I'm a girl on the football team, and that's something new and that's something different. But it has not been a bad experience with everyone else.
I missed the first days because I was so I had gotten into my own head, and I know that I really would have regretted it if I had chosen not to go out for football and not to come back, after a week or so. And, my coach happily accepted me onto the team and onto the field.
We have kids over the years who have been able to kick and kick the ball really far. What we don't often have is kids who are able to control where the ball goes. And Annalise was very good at doing that, better than probably anyone I've ever coached. And so what she was able to do was put the ball close to the sidelines so that the other team's best player couldn't get it, and then try to run for a touchdown with it. And we specifically wanted to avoid having the other team's best player did it. So we kicked away from those players all the time, and she was very reliable in doing that. And when it came time for us to kick extra points, once we were comfortable with the people who were doing the snapping and the holding, she was basically automatic. So she was an extremely valuable member of the group.
I've got my locker room all to myself. Definitely before games and usually after school there's maybe one other sport in here. But I've got my own little room. I'm not out with the other lockers, which is really nice because I've got a space to myself. And obviously before games it's a lot of mental stuff, so I have time and the space to prepare myself for going out there.
I definitely learned a lot from being on the team. Obviously it was very different from my previous teams of, high school girls. I hope that any other girl who wants to go out for football, will, without as much anxiety as I did. Obviously it's going to be stressful because it's a new thing, and, you're going to stand out a little bit. But, it was definitely worth it in the long run.
And I think that by being the first kicker, it will start hopefully a domino effect of if you want to play football, just play football.